Welcome to Timeless Tales. Sit down, listen to this short story, and please enjoy.
In the year 1642, in the heart of France, there lived a young painter named Antoine Rousseau. He was passionate about art from a tender age and had dreamt of becoming a renowned painter all his life. He had spent years honing his craft, studying the works of the masters and perfecting his techniques. However, as he approached his 30th birthday, Antoine found himself struggling to make a living from his art. Antoine was discouraged. His paintings remained unsold, and he had debts piling up. He couldn't afford to buy the finest pigments or pay for his modest studio. Doubt began to creep in, and he started questioning his talent and choices. One dark, stormy night, Antoine sat alone in his studio, lost in his thoughts. He stared at his unfinished work, his dreams fading like the colors of a fading canvas. As he sat there, feeling defeated, he heard a gentle knock on his door. He opened it to find an old man, clad in ragged clothes, seeking shelter from the rain. Antoine took pity on the stranger and invited him in. The old man introduced himself as Henry, a retired painter. He noticed the sadness in Antoine's eyes and asked him what was troubling him. Antoine poured out his heart, sharing his frustrations and doubts. Henry listened attentively and then said, "My dear boy, I was once like you, struggling to make a name for myself in the art world, but I never gave up, and neither should you." Henry shared his own story of perseverance and resilience, how he faced numerous rejections and failures, but he never stopped believing in his art. He encouraged Antoine to keep painting with passion and conviction regardless of the obstacles. Inspired by Henry's words, Antoine decided to give it one more shot. He embraced his love for art wholeheartedly and poured his soul into his paintings like never before. He painted day and night, using whatever materials he could afford. The canvas had become a blank slate that offered endless possibilities, and Antoine approached each one with unwavering determination and boundless creativity. And with each completed canvas, Antoine started feeling a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment, knowing he had poured everything from the depths of his soul into his work, never mind the outcome. One day, a wealthy merchant happened to pass by Antoine's studio and was captivated by his artwork. He recognized the talent and passion in Antoine's paintings and offered to sponsor an exhibition for him in Paris. Antoine was thrilled and accepted the offer with gratitude. The exhibition was a resounding success. Art connoisseurs and collectors were mesmerized by Antoine's masterpieces, and his paintings were in high demand. His fame spread far and wide, and he soon became a sought-after painter in France. Antoine's perseverance paid off, and he realized that giving up would have meant missing out on his dreams. He remained grateful to Henry for his timely encouragement and kept pushing the boundaries of his art, and he went on to achieve great success in his career. Antoine realized that his struggles were not necessarily a reflection of his lack of talent or passion for art, but rather a result of not finding the right audience and setting for his work. He learned that the art world could be competitive and subjective, and success often hinged on finding the right people who appreciated his unique style and vision. Through Henry's encouragement and his own unwavering determination, Antoine persevered and found his breakthrough moment. He understood that it wasn't about seeking validation from others, but rather staying true to his own artistic voice and expressing it authentically. Throughout his life, Antoine would sometimes fondly remember the moment of meeting the old painter he never truly got to know. More than for a single rainy evening, he had learned that while pursuing an artistic career, he would encounter both supporters and critics. He had realized that some of his biggest critics could very well be those who did not perform very well themselves or had failed to achieve their own aspirations. Years later, as Antoine had grown much older, he found solace in taking leisurely walks through the familiar streets of Paris, the city that had been his muse for many years. These walks became a source of inspiration and reflection for him, and a time to reminisce. As he walked through the narrow streets, the soft light of the setting sun casting a warm glow on the cobblestone paths, he caught sight of a young painter, dejected and lost, his dreams fading like the colours of a fading canvas. But as with so many canvases, he was just shy a stroke of the right brush. The sun started dipping below the horizon, and in the streets of Paris you could hear the solemn chatter of people walking toward their homes. But for a certain too, there was nothing more than paint, pigment, and the gentle sound of a brush against a canvas, as the colours danced and mingled in the setting sun.
This has been Timeless Tales, telling a fictional story based on historical events and with cultural context. We hope you've enjoyed your stay, and please remember to subscribe. Until next time,